G'day everybody, welcome to Zombie Bites Everything. Got some DayZ today. Always got DayZ every day. Try to. Going to be going into my own server today. Having a look around in there. When you play in other servers and stuff like that, sometimes your own server gets a little neglected. So, I've got to go in there, do some stuff, have a look around. We've added a couple of new things and going to go looking for them, see if we can find them, and see how everything's going. See if it's fixed the server or if it has ruined the server. One of the two. It's done something. We'll find out. We'll go find out, see if the items are spawning in like they're supposed to be, what items aren't spawning in. We've tried to put a trading shop in. We don't know if it's going to work. It does say that it might take a couple of days, but I don't know. You add a file in. I think when you add a file, if someone's made a file that says this is going to be a trading shop, it should just automatically work, but it might not. But when Topeka added it, it did take away the bonfires that we had. So something has happened in the server, but we're not quite too sure what it is yet. I just heard Topeka call someone a cocksucker and all, so obviously she's playing a game of her own at the moment. Well, let's go and have a look up here. There's a truck up here. So let's have a look up here to see if this truck has got its items in it still. And we may have to despawn this truck and check to see if it still spawns in with items. Topeka. One thing's for certain is we need to be in the map, playing in the map for a little bit to actually get things to work. That's a goat over there, or is that a wolf? Was that a figment of my imagination? Thought I seen something moving over there. Ah, it's probably just a shed roof. That's a car. A car? Oh, it's a dud car. Might even test to see if it affected spawn locations and all that sort of stuff as well. Now we watched a couple of videos on YouTube. There's a couple of YouTubers out there that do mod files for DayZ. G'day Friggers. Two YouTubers that we watch. One is Scale Speeder and the other is Don Siblings. Both of them are brilliant at what they do. But honestly, out of the two, well, and I don't mean this in any disrespect at all, but I don't mean any disrespect when I say this, but we have to watch both videos to finally understand what the fuck needs to be done. Oh, I know the player spawn locations wasn't touched. I know that. But I'm still I'm gonna test it to make sure that we're still spawning in the same sort of locations. Because as I was getting to, with Scale Speeder, I never understand what the fuck he's talking about. I know it might be clear to everybody else, but it's not clear to me. And before anybody out there thinks, oh, we should tell Scale Speeder that this person's dissing him, no, I'm not. I'm saying it makes no sense to me. To me. It also makes no sense to Topeka either. We never understand what the fuck he's talking about. And I don't know whether that's just the way he presents it, but trying to follow his videos sometimes is really, really hard. So we have to do a combination of following his videos and Don Siblings' videos, and then we end up figuring out what needs to be done. Honestly, half the stuff we've done exactly the same as Scale Speeder has suggested according to his videos, and for the most part I think 2 things, maybe 3 things have worked out of all the things we've tried. And I don't know, it might be just us. I'm not saying it's anything to do with Scale Speed. I'm not saying it's him. I'm saying it might be us. But at the same time, I do find it, you know, I'll go to Don Siblings and then Don Sibling will say something similar, but break it down a little bit better because we'll walk away going, ah, that's what Scale Speeder meant. Right, well, he didn't put it that way, he put it this way, and if you do it that way, it doesn't fucking work. I'm happy my delivery arrived today. I'm always I'm always a mix. I'm never happy. Just listen to me. I'm never happy. I'm always griping about something. I'm doing okay. Like, for instance, Scale Speeder will say things like, you don't need to wipe your server or anything like that. And then Dom Sibling will say, I had to wipe my server to make these work. And it's like, well, why did the other guy say I didn't have to? No, one of these things didn't fucking work. And then we'll wipe the server, and then, there we go, now it's fucking working. So, I don't know whether it's a case of the video doesn't get updated, or is it just an assumption that, oh, I got it to work on this console, therefore it'll work on all consoles. You know. Not sure what it is. Yes, Topeka's new pots and pan sets turned up today. What's that? $500 worth of fucking cooking equipment? Just gotta wait for the Elgato now. No, only $300. Oh well, fucking hell. Best part of 500, isn't it? G'day, mate, Drugley. How you going, mate? Okay, so all that stuff's still spawning in. So let's just... let's despawn that truck. Oh yeah, doing pretty good. And the other thing about a lot of the other people out there that give information about DayZ on how to do XML files, a little bit of advice: if there, for any reason anyone does any information, videos about XML files, if that no longer applies now, can you at least fucking put that in the title, change the title? Because people are looking for up-to-date information, guys, and it's very hard to decipher. And I get it. We got to watch the video all the way through to find out, oh great, that doesn't apply to us because this is old information. Yeah, you get your view and your time and all that sort of shit. Yeah, I get that. Alright? But the information's not fucking valid anymore. So if for any reason you've got XML video files out there, videos out there about the XML files, if those files don't apply anymore, can you make a note of it in your title? Alright, it's called informed decision. It makes it a little easier. No fucking one. Let me make this clear. No one on earth likes wasting their time to find out information that they're getting no longer applies anymore. That'd be like getting information from a doctor that you have cancer and there's treatments you can get for it and all that sort of stuff. Builds your hope up, you see? And then all of a sudden they tell you, but those treatments don't apply anymore because we found out they don't work. Well, what was the point of telling me about them? It's the same type of thing. One might seem more serious than the other. I get that. But at the same time, the idea of making videos about the files is to make people's lives easier and stuff like that. You know, come to you, get information, leave good feedback. It's hard to do that when you get to the end of the video. It's like, what? This doesn't fucking apply anymore? Hey, Gio. How you going, man? Hope you're doing well. Is your server KBM? Okay, I'm not sure what the acronym is there. Let me have a guess. Keyboard and mouse. Is that what it stands for? I'm going to assume that. Yes. Yes. We always make it to then, you know... I knew some people that were like doing a server and they were like, oh no, I'm not doing keyboard and mouse. It's like, why not? It's like, oh, because I don't use keyboard and mouse and I don't want to lock it to that. It's like, no, you can still use your controller. It makes, you know, so yeah, we've got ours as, I use a controller, a PS4 controller, but we've got ours set to keyboard and mouse as well because well, some people want to play with keyboard and mouse. So if KBM stands for keyboard and mouse, then yes, our server supports it. I think. Let me just check. Doesn't say it there. Let me just double check. It should have the symbol next to it. If not, it'll be it can be turned on because we don't care. If other people want to use keyboard and mouse, that's fine. Should have a little icon next to the yep, keyboard and mouse supported. I got a whole heap of people to add. The problem is I get so many names, so many friend requests, and I can never tell who wants to actually be added to the DayZ server and who's given me a friend request for a different reason. Do you know what your Twitch is? You mean like the channel Twitch? I don't stream on Twitch. I stream on YouTube. I do have a Twitch channel. Hey Charles, I do have a Twitch channel, but I don't stream on it. I use it just to support members. Some members I have stream on Twitch and YouTube. So I got the channel just so I could support them. But I'm not interested in streaming on Twitch. Nothing against anybody that wants to stream on Twitch, it's just, it's not for me. How are you, Charles? Welcome to the channel. Hope you're doing well, mate. Hope that didn't wreck the fuel tank. Yes, sir, it is. This is mine and the wife's Livonia server. That zombie must have died. Or it gave up. Oh, okay. welcome to the channel, mate. Still doing a bit of testing in here at the moment. I don't think I think the helicopters need to be changed back too, Topeka. They're in events, aren't they? Okay, they probably got changed as well. They probably need to be changed back. Let's have a look to see if the random items that normally span. Let's try this with proper English. The normal items that normally spawn in the garrisons here, or pillboxes, whatever you want to call them. Let's see if they're still the same standard items that normally spawn in there. We won't check every single building, we'll just check random things. Yeah, still got that. Okay, yeah, that item still spawning. Military and random. We tested putting in a trading shop into the server, and the video we watched that helped us do it wasn't really clear. One video said you'll have to wipe the server, another video said you don't have to wipe the server. So not really clear. And one of the videos said that the items should spawn in straight away. Another one of the videos said it took 2 days for the items to spawn in. So again, not too clear, but that's what we're testing at the moment, and we're just testing to see what else was working before we added that and it's not working now, so we know to fix it. Hey Blazing Fire, how you going, man? So, because I haven't seen any helicopter crashes at the moment, or car crashes in the fields. Oh, there's a helicopter crash, and it's in the field. Okay, so they did get switched back to Topeka. We need to fix them up. It's going pretty good, mate. Cheers for asking. Hope you're doing well. Hope everyone's doing well out there. Except for Dave the Postie. Dave the Postie, from when I was 7 years old, can go fuck himself because he ran over my bike. Fuck him. I'm joking. Your day's just started? Oh yeah, mine's getting ready to end. Well, it's 5:28 p.m. in the afternoon. So okay, so we need to fix the helicopters back up because they're not spawning in the locations they used to spawn in. Okay, so that's one thing we found out so far. So the file we added changed everything to do with events, and certain events might not be needing to be fixed. Certain events will need to be fixed. Oh, cheers, Blazing Fire. You didn't have to do that, mate. But I appreciate it. Just drive around the circle here and run these turds over. Come on. Get on the back wheel. whenever I stop the truck, because it's so noisy in my ears while driving, I don't know if you guys can hear me properly. Well, I'm not getting no information. Okay. I should have at least, yeah, something should be popping up. It should be at least popping up that they're infected. That's not popping up. I don't know why. See how that popped up like that with information, and that popped up with information. That should pop. Ah, now it is. Peculiar. It's a mag for a M4A1 Seville. What we got here? Gilly Short. We'll take it. I'll grab it for now. ATOG scope 6x48. We'll take that too. Right. Okay. We're also not supposed to be able to get attacked by bears or wolves inside the truck. That's another thing we're going to test. Because I was in another server and I got attacked by bears in the truck. And I'm not supposed to get attacked by the bears in the truck. So, problem is some of these files that you add in are pre-updates. They're before the updates, and they can have an effect on the game that I suppose can take it back to its before update times. I'm not sure if that's 100% true, if that's how it works. It's just a theory I'm working on at the moment. It's an idea I'm working on. But you never know. Let's drive up to the road here and we'll have a look to see if we can find some wolves, bears. Were bears and wolves considered events as well, Topeka? I can't remember. Let me just quickly... Oh, that's better. The truck sounds so deafening to me. I don't think I touched a file. Are they in this? Are they in events though? The wolf attacks and bear attacks, or just the animals in general? Ah, fucking froze. Hey, Daz. I'm just doing a little bit of testing, mate. Topeka added a file today, and we're going to test to see if it's working. So far, it doesn't seem to be working, but we're going to give it a bit of time for stuff to spawn in and see if it actually works. It might work later on. Did you get my message on PlayStation, Daz? I got that demo downloaded finally. Tried downloading it the other day and I paused it so I could play a game, and it must have got corrupted or something because it kept getting to this like 96% and then didn't download, and I was like, you bastard. So I had to delete it and then re-download it. And woke up this morning, woke up today, checked my PlayStation, and yep, it was there. So I was like, sweet. I'm going to go to a couple of locations we know where bears and wolves spawn up, just to make sure they didn't change or anything like that. As Topeka said in the chat, they shouldn't touch them, but whenever you muck around with the XML files, there's always something that links something to something else, it seems. So it's always a good idea just to double check things, you know. Try and get this sorted out a bit. Figure out what we need to fix and what we don't need to fix, what works, what doesn't. Be careful going around here. Hey, this place likes to get gassed. Well, I mean, I don't know if it likes it, but it happens. Yeah, well, we have access to the XML files of the game through the server we rent from, and they allow you to put things in the game that aren't normally in the game for everybody else in public servers, which I guess you already know that. But yeah, it's a learning experience, that's for sure. It confuses the hell out of me, it confuses the hell out of Topeka, but she seems to understand it a lot more than I do. So normally these trucks will spawn in random and they'll have wheels missing or battery missing or doors missing or hoods missing. I froze. And all that sort of stuff, and they're completely empty inside. But Topeka's made it so then all the trucks spawn in with all their wheels, hoods, doors, and a few items inside. I'd offer assistance, but I'd have to look it through all of the DayZ codes to understand it. Yeah, it's. I think Topeka uses Notepad plus or some shit like that to be able to help her fucking read it, because it color codes it all. Me, I find it all too irritating trying to read it and understand it because I'm kind of an idiot. I'm okay with it. I lift heavy shafts, so you know it's all good. Me not smart, me lift heavy things. Cow. A lonely cow all by itself. Where's it? You cheeky little fucker. Yeah, there should be a helicopter spawn right there, but it's a police car instead. Some of the stuff is easy to change over. You go to the files where it says sheep or goat. You change it from goat to bear and change bear to goat. And that'll swap the locations of where the bears and goats are. And then some of them are a little bit more finical. Because you have to, like if you wanted something to spawn up right here where I am, you'd have to go to the Eyes of Eve map, grab the coordinates, and then put the coordinates in for that item in the types file, and then a whole heap of other bunch of stuff that I don't quite understand. Officer Gumstone is not following us. That's our demolition derby pit there. It's not really a pit, but it is demolition derby, that's for sure. Alright, so for the most part we should be safe from gas in this area. Along the river anyway. No gas spawns along the river. And froze again. You good? All these zombies mobbed around me. Look at that. Now, a lot of the times I get attacked by wolves here because this is one of the spawn locations we have for wolves. It's not a normal location wolves would spawn in. Come on. So there are certain things that are changed up here that you will not find in a public server, or that you can't rely on happening in a public server. But for the most part, it's pretty fine. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're just going to park here. I'm going to give it a minute or two for the wolves to turn up. Hey, Topeka, if you're there, I sent a name for you to add to the whitelist. If you're able to add that name and do it. Doesn't look good on top, does it? Hey, I just looked at this for the first time. There's no nails or jerry cans, and it's just a tent. That is weird. Unless someone took the jerry cans out and took the nails out. Can't remember. Have to check back with that. diagonally. It's going to be a reset in a minute. So I'm just going to stay on top of this truck for now. Alright, let's give it a couple of minutes, guys, and still not there. Alright, we'll just wait. Takes about 30 seconds for the message to go over there to say reset. Then it resets. Then it takes another 30 seconds. Once it goes back up, it takes another 30 seconds for it to actually give me the message saying it's back up. But that's because information, it travels around the world, and it can take a bit of time. See if it's there now. There it is. The Mallory Archer Wellness Centre. Alright. Now. Oh, ow. We can sit inside the truck and we'll wait to see if any wolves come. We'll give it a minute. And we'll check to see if any wolves come. If they do, awesome. If they don't, we'll move on to another town when we know there's bears and wolves turn up there too. A lot of the towns along the river will have bears and wolves, but that's only because we want people to venture into other places. Sometimes in public service, people get so, thingy about trying to kill fresh spawns, and all the fresh spawns spawn around the rivers, and they just try to kill fresh spawns because for some reason it's good for them to kill unarmed people. Yeah, it's weak, but anyway, they do that, and when they do that sort of shit, it upsets people. So what I've done is, me and Topeka have done, is we've made it so bears and wolves spawning along the rivers. So then those people that come in from public service, they can focus on trying to kill a fresh spawn, but they'll have wolves and bears to deal with as well. And hopefully it keeps people looting up a town a little bit and then pissing off into the woods and trying to find their own way around, getting them away from each other, giving everybody a fair chance to spread out and look for some stuff without having to worry about people killing fresh spawns. That's the plan. That's the hope. We don't know if it'll work. I don't think any wolves are coming. Okay, the events got switched, Topeka. The bears and that got switched. Because there was a chicken in the middle of the road. Alright, so we have to fix that up. Even though it was not one of the files Topeka touched. So I'm saying that some things are linked. So even though she didn't touch this file, it should not have been affected, but because she touched another file, this one got affected too. Cows? Yep. Alright, so there's no point checking here anymore for bears or wolves. So I think Don's Siblings is right, Topeka. I think it needs a complete wipe. And I think Scale Speeder, when he said you don't need to wipe it, was wrong. Yeah. Hang on a second. Head back to Nadball. on the way back. We'll see if that truck respawned in. I don't think it will. Oh, we froze. Oh, come on, just pick me coffee up. And we'll head out to Nadball because we know there's wolves and bears spawn out that way. That's where they'd stand. That's where they standardly. It's where the standard is for them to spawn. It's where they normally spawn is what I mean to say. Fucking words. Get out my mouth properly. That's the standard location for the bears and wolf spawns, is out south of the river. So we'll go through there and have a little sticky beak, see if we can find them. We'll also check out the shop there to see if it's spawning in any items. For a minute there I thought that police car was reversing backwards. We're going to stay on this road because if we don't, the truck will go slower in the grass if we try going up the hill. So when you're coming down from that base up there, it's okay to cut across the field, but when you're going back, you're better off staying on the road. Unless of course you've got a four-wheel drive, but I wouldn't rely on that either because the four-wheel drive seems to have gone back to the way it used to be. It's another fuck up they did with the update. Imagine if, like, I was under the impression, I've seen a lot of videos on this subject, people complain about updates and that not working, and they're like, Sony says that you're not allowed to bloody give an update out unless it actually works, it's got to be tested and all that sort of stuff. I don't think that's true. If that was true, we would never experience these problems in DayZ with the updates, because none of them would, they'd all get flagged as they don't work. The update's broken. Something wrong with it. It's been a couple of weeks now since the update, I think, and still nothing to fix any of the problems. Like, when I'm in inventory, pushing down should not open up the mic, but it does. Four-wheel drives can't go uphill anymore. They struggle. That was one of the problems years ago, or at the beginning. When DayZ came out, and one of the updates they fixed as well, though, they fixed it. Four-wheel drives can now act like four-wheel drives. I couldn't even reverse up a hill. I couldn't go up it in first gear, second gear. None of the gears. Just being a deck. And of course, there's a whole other issue of bugs. The one thing DayZ needs to fix, as we've already said it before, the company needs to fix the vehicles and stop them from freezing and lagging out. They can do it, they're just lazy. I'm not going to give them any more excuses and say, oh, I'm not, you know, it might be a hard job and all that. No, they can fucking fix it. I don't care what they need to do to fix it, they can fix it. They know how. I'm not claiming to be an expert at all. By no stretch of the imagination, I'm not an expert. But the people that work for the company of DayZ that do the game, they are claiming to be experts in their field. That's why they were hired. And I'm saying that they ain't shit. They might know more about computers and that than I do, but I'm saying that there's probably a 14-year-old or a 15-year-old that could fix it, and they ain't considered an expert. That might sound harsh, I know, but I'm pretty sure no one in my chat works for DayZ, or the company that does the updates for DayZ. I'm pretty sure no one works for... Don't look at me. Oh, you probably could fix it, mate. If they gave you the inner workings of the game, you probably could fix it. You'd probably go, there's the problem. They don't fix it because it's just not in their interest to fix it. They chuck us a new gun and go, there you go, we gave you a new gun and we gave you an alarm clock. That's what we gave you this update. And what's the deal with them saying, oh, we're also giving you the magazine for the gun? That's like part and parcel. You can't give us the gun and not the magazine. That'd be stupid. We expect that there's going to be a magazine with the gun. You don't have to announce it as a separate item. We're also giving you a magazine. But one thing they could even fix up now... Alright, let's forget the cars for a second. Bohemia Interactive, you guys that fucking work for that company, why is it we build a fence and it's hit and miss whether zombies can get over it or not? I am sick and tired of wasting time building a fucking fence, building a base, just to realise a fucking zombie can get over the wall. I'm sick and tired of it. The walls don't stop zombies coming through, they don't stop bears coming through, they don't stop wolves coming through. What the legitimate fuck? If I can't climb over the wall, the zombie should not be able to climb over the wall. I can't climb over the barbed wire going around that fucking base there, but a zombie can. And a zombie can climb over fucking fences that we build. It's like, well, what was the point of that? You give the impression that we can build a fence around our base to protect us from zombies so we don't have to worry about them coming in, wolves or bears. And the only time we'll have to deal with them, that's if we're outside our walls. And no, that's not the case. You can build a complete enclosure, fire a gun, and zombies will come and jump over the fucking wall. And they jump over the wall where the barbed wire is. It doesn't stop them. The only thing that stops the zombies getting in is when you do 2 tower kit. And because you put a roof on it, they can't jump over it. Is that what I have to do? Put tower kits going around as a wall instead of using a wall? That's a bit stupid. Not to mention, if the excuse is there's too much stuff in the game, that's why the game lags and glitches, and that's why the trucks freeze. Let's think about it then. I'll need 4 posts just to do 1 wall. Not to mention all the planks in that to make sure I get the roof done. Just to stop a zombie from being able to jump over it. And there's no guarantee that'll fucking work. Somehow I can build these tower kits anywhere I want on the map, stand in the middle of them, fire a gun, and no zombie can get to me. I do a fence, nah, they just run straight through it or jump over it. And don't sell yourself short, Daz. I reckon you'd be able to get it done. I reckon you and a couple of mates that are studying the same thing would figure out what the issue is and how to fix it. And I reckon you guys, if I gave you 2 years, if I gave you 2.5 years, which is basically what DayZ's had on the console, if I gave you 2.5 years to fix it, I'm sure you and your mates would come up with a solution to fix the problem in 2.5 years. DayZ, Bohemia Active, they have not managed to fix the problem. They promise it every fucking update. Every update. Oh, we're going to fix stability to cars and to vehicles. My thing is, with Bohemia Interactive, stop saying you're going to fix it. You haven't, you never have, you're never gonna. Stop fucking lying and pissing in our pocket. Stop it. Just tell us you're giving us a new gun. Alright, we're giving you a new gun. Alright. Just tell us the new shit you're gonna fucking give us and stop bitching and moaning and fucking going on saying you're gonna fix something you're never gonna fix. I've told them that much in an email too. They don't care, they don't listen, they don't even respond back. And if they do respond back, it's with some, oh, we'll look into it. Like, look into it? That's your blanket message you say to everybody. Because they know what the problems are. They can see everybody complain about it on fucking line and shit like that. The message boards are all full of people complaining about the same fucking issues. And yet they tiptoe around those issues, say they're going to fix them. In every single update, they say there'll be, you know, fixing the stability in the vehicles. They never do. I have people say to me, get a PlayStation 5. It's like, no, this game came out on PlayStation 4. Fix it for PlayStation 4, and then I'll have confidence it'll work in PlayStation 5. If you can't fix it for PlayStation 4, I've got no confidence that you'll fix it for any bugs in PlayStation 5. You made the game come out for PlayStation 4. You didn't make it for PlayStation 3. You made it for PlayStation 4. No one should buy a game. No one should be buying a game for PlayStation 4 only to be told, yes, you bought this game for PlayStation 4, but you're going to need a PlayStation 5 to play it. And there are people out there that play it on PlayStation 5 and still have the same issues. There is the case of where you can drive in first person. That'll slow down the bugs and shit like that. It's like, meh, I shouldn't have to. We shouldn't have to drive in first person only. I can't see behind me. The only way I can see behind me in the truck, and that's by third person. You can't give us the option to drive in first and third and then go, but this one's the one that you need to drive in because that's the one that works. It's like, no. Make it so that it fucking works for both first person and third person. Don't make it just a little bit better if you're in first person, because that doesn't solve the problem. The amount of times I've died and other people have died in this game due to a glitch, a bug, one that we keep getting told we promised to fix it. And because they promise to fix it, and they say they're going to fix it, and they haven't, that's why I lose confidence in the company. I will not buy it. This is the only game I play from this company. Every other game that comes out from this company, I ignore it, I don't buy it, I want nothing to do with it. And that's because they can't get one game right. Because they can't get the one game right, it makes me question spending any money on any other games from this company. I'd advise everybody else to do the same. Not boycott the company, but just say no. Until you can fix up one game. Games are coming out with updates and all that sort of stuff all the time, DLCs. That's the sort of life we live in now with games. So we need to know that the money we invest in the game and the future money we may invest in the game is going to be worth it. Just treat the game company like you would a mechanic. If the mechanic said to you, I'll fix your brakes, and you went and got your car fixed up, and then you start driving down the road and your brakes fail, you would complain to the mechanic saying, "Oi, you said you were going to fix my brakes. I paid you money. I've given you money. Why aren't my brakes fixed? Why'd you say you were going to fix them if you had no intention of fixing them?" Same things apply. It's your hard-earned money, guys. They wish to earn your money. The company wants to earn your money off you. Make them earn it. Send them a letter. If you play DayZ and you have a DayZ game installed on your console, send them an email saying, "I won't buy any more of your stuff until you fix DayZ. You have not given confidence that you can do the job." What doesn't help is when there's people that are sponsored by them or sponsored by the company that does the servers. They talk about the updates, and they talk about the updates as if they're the best thing, you know, "Oh, this is going to be awesome," and all that sort of shit. And they don't talk about the other stuff. G'day UFO, how you going, mate? They don't talk about the other stuff that's not being fixed. Guys, if you're out there and you do any of those type of reviews for the updates or anything like that, please point out that these updates are still fucked. Don't just bang on about the good stuff about the update. Remind people and remind everybody else that could potentially be watching that there are still issues with the game that are not being addressed. Maybe, I don't know, speaking from the team of team people here, maybe if we all did that, they might go, "Oh, these people aren't going to recommend the game to anybody, and they're not going to buy any of our future games because we can't fucking get something right." Catch it up. Oh, awesome, man. The sucky thing is, for me, I absolutely love the game of DayZ. I think it's an awesome game. Just those minor things that piss me off about the game. Some of them are minor, some of them are a little bit more than minor. But for the most part, those couple of things that piss me off about the game just make it a real downer to play. You know, you can get a truck all nice and full like this and get it all ready and be on your way back to your base, have it freeze, and all of a sudden your truck's in the water and the engine's dead and you just lost everything you worked on. And you could have spent a few hours getting all that stuff. You could have spent several hours getting all that stuff and been on your way to your base. I've almost died because I've hopped out of the truck and I've frozen in place and been attacked by zombies. And animals. And stuff like that. And it's really... The frustrating thing about it is, if you spend all that time, you spend all the time building a base and then you get raided and someone comes in and raids your base, that's totally different. Where you might be pissed off that you got raided, you're not pissed off at the fact that you lost it all for nothing. You know why you lost your stuff, because, well, your base got raided. That's why you lost it all. Why'd the walls get destroyed? Because someone raided the base. There's a reason for it. There's a reason why. Why'd you die? Because someone shot you. That's Not mad at that. That's the game. Get mad at the fact that I'll die to a pack of bears or something, or a pack of wolves, because I'm frozen and I can't move. And they're able to move. Here's something nice, DayZ. Why don't you make it so then if we freeze, everything freezes? And why is it that when the truck freezes, it just steers itself? That's the thing I don't understand. Like, whenever the game freezes, the trucks start steering themselves, or the vehicles start steering themselves, and they accelerate. If you at least knocked that off and made it so then, if it froze, the truck just stalled and stopped right there in the middle of the road, or the vehicle stopped in the middle of the road, most people wouldn't give a shit about it freezing. They'd go, well, at least I didn't lose my truck or my car. Oh yeah, it's really crappy. The problems are developers don't usually leave comments on their code saying what it does. That's crappy when it freezes up. Yeah, it is crappy. I've been shot before because I'm frozen. And I've spawned up on the beach and I'm like, hang on, I only just froze a second ago, what happened? And then I find out that I'll spawn up on the beach not too far away from where I was, and I'll go back and there'll be someone looting my body. So I got killed while I was frozen. And it's like, come on, that's not fair. I want a fair fight. The other day I was in a server, and I was in what's called a safe zone in this particular server. And some people came in, stream snipers, because that's the only way they can fucking do it. Stream snipers came in, and they killed me and they destroyed my base. That's not anything that developers can do anything about. Those people were dickheads, didn't want to follow the rules of the particular server, and that's what they chose to do. So, not much I could do about that. Am I pissed off at the developers? Nah. Yes, that's not anything, that's the whole nature of the game. The individuals that came through, am I pissed off at them? I'm a little pissed at them, but only because they just didn't want to follow the rules. And it's like, come on guys. Why? They had an opportunity. They could have been in public servers doing that to people where no one can say this is a safe zone, you know. But no, they come through and they got their accounts banned in the server for doing it, but they're just trolls. You know, while they might not have been legitimately playing the game right according to that particular server that we were in, the rules of that server were different to public servers. They're just dicks. You know, those people are just dicks. And they didn't fucking slow us down any. Within 2 hours, we were back to normal again. You know, well, for me, within 8 hours I was back to normal again, but that's because I went and had a sleep, woke up and started the game and went to the shop and geared myself back up again. I was all fine. It didn't affect us at all. So where they were sitting there going, ha, we destroyed your base, it's like, no, you just showed everybody that you're a dickhead, got yourself banned, we'll have to come through in another account to do it again. And you didn't slow us down at all. They destroyed 2 of our trucks. Oh no! Trucks spawning on the map, full anyway, and full of gear too. So they didn't do anything. Yeah, we put a few hours in building the base up and stuff like that, but I actually like doing base building, so again, it didn't worry me. And the only way they could actually beat us is by not following the rules. If they were following the rules, they would not have beaten us. Because if they were following the rules, they would have waited until we were out of the safe zone. When we go out in the areas that are not safe zones, we're ready for people to attack. Because it's not a safe zone. When we're in a safe zone, we drop our guard a little bit because, well, we can. It's a safe zone. It's okay. We don't have to worry about being worried about other people because if someone does something they're not supposed to do in the safe zone, they'll get told. It's fine. Oh yeah, I've been doing good. Alright, sometimes we get wolves come up here, or bears, so let's just wait here and have a look, see if we get attacked while we're in the truck. Hopefully we don't get attacked while we're in the truck. Hopefully we can survive. That's part of the update. We're supposed to be able to not get attacked by bears and wolves in the truck. For some reason it's taken nearly 2.5 years for the DayZ developers to go, oh yeah, maybe people shouldn't get bitten while inside a truck or a car. It's taken them that long to realise that that's something that needed to be fixed. That's how slow they are. Anyway, back in a minute, guys. I'm back. Has there been any wolves yet? Have we heard wolves? I don't see any around me. Look how laggy that is. Like you move around and look at that. It should not be that bad. I believe that the DayZ game should have been given a few more months, maybe even a year before it got released to the public. But because they released it to the public, as buggy as it is, they have to accept the fact that people are going to get a bit pissed at it. I've spoken to many of people that have played this game, and because of the glitches and bugs, they will not come back to the game. They're not interested in getting any of the DLCs, and you know, that's from a business point of view, that's not good. You want people to recommend the game to people. When I have people ask me, would you recommend this game? It's always, well, I like the game, but it has a lot of bugs. Now, if someone was to tell me that they like a game but it has a lot of bugs, I might go, nah, yeah, I'll wait until someone tells me it's a good game and there's no bugs. See how slow I've got to walk just to make it so then I don't freeze up. If I start trying to walk fast, everything starts lagging, see? I've got to walk real slow. Try going across a map like that, and you'll find that it'll take you ages and the game becomes very boring very quickly. I would love to be able to tell people this game's a really good survival game. It gives you everything you want and there's no real issues with it. That's what I'd like to tell people. But all I got is it's a very good survival game. But I cannot guarantee it's not going to lag out and bug out, and it's not going to cause you to get frustrated. In Australia, this game's like $70. $70 to $80. So it's a lot of money to actually, encourage someone to spend on a game when it doesn't work 100%. That's why if the Bohemia Interactive ever asked me to be a sponsor, like to sponsor me or anything like that, I'd say no. Fucking shove your fucking sponsorship fucking shit up your ass. Get the game fucking working fine, and I'll consider it. But until then, no. I just can't. Which sucks, because I really enjoy the game. I shouldn't have to find ways to be able to get around the bugs. That's why when I'm driving a car, people will see me driving in first gear. It's because I don't want to be in second or third or fourth gear, because if it bugs out, it fucks you over. Get killed. I can't really lower mine anymore. I mean, it probably work more on PC than it does PS4. But even people on PC have the same type of issues. Granted, they don't get it as often as us, their bugs and their issues, but they have the same sort of thing. That's just one of those things. I don't think they'll ever fix it properly. It sucks too, because you see games like Red Dead Redemption come out and it looks so nice. And I mean, they have a couple of bugs and that in it every now and then. Every game. I've never played a game that doesn't have some sort of bugs. This game is just so buggy when it comes to driving vehicles and a few other little things. For the most part, if you're just standing around a campfire waiting for the night time to go past, you won't notice any bugs. Once you start moving and trying to go through a town or something like that, oh yeah, you start noticing them. Most of the stuff doesn't render in till you get close enough. Okay, so take that tree over there, for instance. There's a tree right there. It's far away, it's all blocky and that. Zoom in, boom, renders in. Zoom out, goes back. Zoom in, boom, render in. See that? That sort of stuff. So, my theory is, if you're travelling too fast, like when I was walking fast beforehand, it kept stuttering. Now, when you're travelling too fast, it's like the game goes, whoa, and freezes you and goes, hang on a second, the town hasn't rendered in properly, let me render in the town first, and then we'll let you go through. The problem is no one wants that sort of thing. Video card. Can I upgrade a video card in a PlayStation? I don't think I can I? It's even worse when you're not computer savvy. So I really don't know what I can and can't do on a computer. Like, I'm lost with this sort of technology. Technology loses me, so I got no idea. I just sit here and think to myself, we can fix a satellite in space. We can program satellites to fix themselves and stuff like that. We got rovers on other planets. We've got remote control devices on other planets. And I just think, well, if we can do all that, we should be able to fix this minor little thing. I know the people that have the least issue on PC are the people that have the best types of PCs running. Like, take this for instance, all the grass just disappeared. Now, is that a problem? Not really. No one needs the grass there. However, this game does encourage, look at that, this game does encourage camping. So it'll want you to put the shore on and go crouch and prone, and when the grass is there you're fine. But if the grass disappears for someone else, you're sitting there and they can see you. So there is that issue, which will be an issue. I've actually been able to, I've spawned into the game before and the buildings haven't spawned in around me. And I've been able to see people walking around collecting stuff and know, oh, there's people over there. Well, I'm just going to stay right here and, you know, have a drink, have a food, keep myself warm and let them do their own thing. I'll worry about them if they come near me. And I'll be able to see them walking around for about 30 seconds, 40 seconds before everything renders in. And then same thing if I get to a town, sometimes it doesn't render in and I can see people moving around. And that's good and bad. It's good for me, but I don't act on it. Like, I don't say to myself, oh, I can see a person 3 streets over through all these houses because the houses haven't rendered in, let me go and sneak up on him. I don't bother doing that because to me that's unfair. I have the advantage over them because I know where they are, because the buildings didn't render in, and that's a bit unfair, so I don't do that. Yeah, exactly. People with the top-notch PCs, they probably have less to worry about than anybody else. We on a console like PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox, whatever the fuck the Xbox ones are. I'm not familiar with all the name brands of the Xbox series or what they're up to now. We shouldn't have to worry about that. It should be made so then it should be made that we don't have to, that's not an issue for us. It should be set for PlayStation 4 or Xbox. But then we get messages from the developing crew who say things like, we're looking at introducing helicopters in the future. Really? Or a type of air vehicle. Like, don't do that. That's just a death trap. If a car freezes, you can't fix the cars and stop them from freezing. Why would you add a helicopter? As soon as that freezes up there, what's going to happen? I'll tell you what's going to happen. It's going to fly in any direction it wants to, at any speed it wants to, and hit whatever the fuck it wants to. And you're driving down a straight road for some reason, when it freezes, the truck will just divert left or right and just go straight into the woods or straight into a river. Your passenger will see the truck driving around as like going left and right and stuff like that. Oh, you're in the field doing donuts. Oh, we just hit a tree. Now, trucks don't die easily, but the cars, you hit a tree, radiator's gone. You now got to go look for a radiator. And you got to go look for water to put inside that radiator, or else you burn out the engine. So all these factors that come into it just make it a big fucking headache sometimes. And I think it obviously the game was developed for PlayStation and Xbox for money. It wasn't developed because they wanted to promote the game to everybody or anything like that. It was developed for money and money only. We know this by the fact that they don't try and fix anything up. We all pretty much agreed, most of the community agreed, yeah, this game needed more time. They just converted it from PC to fucking... Like, this game came out like 2.5 years ago, nearly 3 years ago for console. And we still have the same bugs that we were all complaining about. 2.5, nearly 3 years, and they haven't fixed the bugs. The game's been on PC since 2012. 2012. That's a long time. It's 10 years. See, I don't want to be freezing here while I'm trying to walk around my base. There's a chance I'll get whacked into me barbed wire and then get cut up. Now the zombies cannot at all get inside this base here. If I do 2 towers, butt them up against each other, I'm good. The zombies can't get in. They shouldn't be able to get in over those... No, I'm frozen. Shouldn't even be able to get in over these fences here, but let's test it. We know they're gonna. Over here. Come on, mate. Yeah, I'm over here. He gets over, but the other one can't. Makes no sense. That makes no... There he goes. Now he found a way over. See, this makes no sense. They should not be able to get in here. There's a fence going around. You don't really freeze, JJ, you don't really freeze on PS5. I've seen a few videos of people using PS5 still freezing on it. You might not freeze as much, which I have already stated, but the glitches are still there, the bugs are still there. Sneaky little fucker. Yeah, I can set booby traps. Well, I can set landmines, bear traps, and razor wire and that around. The issue is, JJ, is, okay, fine. Let's say you don't freeze at all on PS5. Well, the PS5 hadn't came out at the time when this game came out. This game came out prior to PS5 coming out. So the game should have been working on these consoles, and we shouldn't have had to rely on a next generation console. So even when people say, well, PlayStation 5, I just go, no, doesn't matter. Even if someone can show me their game every time never freezes on PlayStation 5, it does not take away from the fact the game should have been working on all other consoles it was released on first, and we shouldn't have had to wait for a next generation console for it to work. They should have just left it and said this is going to be a PlayStation 5 game. They got the money out of all the people from PlayStation 4, and if they made it so then the game works good on PlayStation 5, well, they should make it so it works good on PlayStation 4. And whatever they need to do, that's what they need to do. They need to, if they, whatever it is they need to do to fix it, that's what they got to do. Am I saying it's easy to fix? No, I'm not saying it's easy to fix. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is I'm sick and tired of being told at every update that we're going to do stability work on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox, and also PlayStation 5, which means if they've got to do stability work for the vehicles on PlayStation 5, it means it still has issues. But they keep saying they're going to, but they never do. So what I'm saying is, I would rather them not say they're going to do stability work on it if they're not going to. Because when you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, you open a door for people to call you a liar. You open a door for people to go, you're full of shit. You open a door for people to go, I've lost confidence. That's what the company needs to do. They need to say what they're actually going to do and stick to that, get that working, and that'll help build confidence up for people that are losing confidence. Now, I'm going to continue playing the game no matter what. I like the game. I can get around most of the bugs and glitches. I'm aware that they're there, and I will deal with them as I need to. It does not mean that I like the bugs. It does not mean I like the glitches. No one should have to put up with them. You know, I will take someone killing me and sniping me from a distance and destroying my base, no problem. That happens in the game. That is part of the game. But when it comes to the developing side of the glitches and the bugs and the way they advertise, the way they're going to fix the glitches and bugs, that's where the big issue is. So where there may be less issues on a PlayStation 5, people shouldn't have to be forced to upgrade to a PlayStation 5 to play a game that came out on PlayStation 4. Now some people, they don't understand that. They think, well, it plays on PlayStation 5, just get a PlayStation 5. No. We shouldn't have to. It'd be like inventing the tyre and saying, here's a tyre, it's got 4 studs, but we all have 5 studs. No, you're just going to have to wait until they bring out cars with 4 studs. It just doesn't. It don't work like that. You ever hear the saying, putting the cart before the horse? That's the equivalent of when people suggest you should get a PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 5's better and all that sort of stuff. That's putting the cart before the horse. They should have made sure the game worked on PlayStation 4. That's what they released it for. Released it for PlayStation 4 and Xbox and all that sort of stuff. They should have made sure it worked here first. When I do finally get a PlayStation 5, and I will be getting one, it's just not in stock in my area at the moment, but when I do finally get a PlayStation 5, DayZ is not the first game I'm going to be getting for it or upgrading for it or anything like that. DayZ will not be the first game I look into getting or playing on a PlayStation 5. I'll be looking at those games that were actually invented for PlayStation 5. Now, if it's a case of, my belief is they tried to shoehorn a PC game into console, and that's why we get so many bugs in that. They just tried to do a money grab. They wanted to get some money quickly for whatever reason, business reasons, obviously, I would assume, and they shoehorned this game to be able to work on console, but it wasn't ready for console. It needed more time. Had they put more time in, they might have been able to get it working a little bit better. I had people say, well, you should use a PlayStation 4 Pro. Back in the day, it was when it first came out, before the PlayStation 5 got released, people weren't suggesting PlayStation 5. Oh, no, no, no. They were suggesting PlayStation 4 Pro. That's what I got. I've tried to eliminate every single thing. The only thing I haven't done is went and bought a PlayStation 5 because honestly I see the same sort of issues on people that play on PlayStation 5. I've got friends that actually upload the glitches to their channel of things that happen on PlayStation 5. They still have the same lagginess, the bugginess, the freeziness and all that sort of stuff. They still have that. Cheers, yeah, it's a nice little base here. Got a criminal section there. My section's here. These tents are in the process of being deleted. We don't really need them very much anymore. Those tents over there will get deleted as well. Topeka's base is that house over there. My flag won't even render in properly. Come on, they can't even render in the flag. The flag won't render in. That's supposed to say DayZ. And you'll get either a black flag or no flag sometimes. Sometimes you'll get the DayZ flag, but most times, no. Which means, there you go, there's a big issue. Flags are used so you can identify people and shit like that. People use flags so then their base can be identified. We have a wolf flag, we have a bear flag, we have a dragon flag, a cobra flag, blah, blah, blah. How are you supposed to be able to identify clans, factions, groups, gangs, whatever you want to call it, if the flags all pop up black for everyone? See, it's little issues like that that are like, well, we added flags in the flagpole building. Okay, well, can you make it so that the flags always show? No. Nah. We'll give you a new gun, though. Me, I'm just sick and tired of getting offered new stuff. It's like, imagine having your house knocked down in a storm and you got insurance, but the insurance company goes, okay, you had your house insured for this, we're going to give you a tent. There you go. It's the same. Kind of feels like that sometimes. I know maybe these analogies aren't really working, but you know, you pay for a product, you expect that product to do what it's supposed to do. That's fair, right? If we pay for a product, we expect it to work. We spend our money on something, we expect to get what we paid for. Isn't that what's supposed to happen? And when we don't get something that we pay for, we have the right to be pissed at the people that sold it to us. You know, it was never a case of buy DayZ, but it may contain bugs. No, it was DayZ's now available for PlayStation 4. You can do this, you can do that. They never advertised the bugs. And that wouldn't be smart, would it? You wouldn't do that, because to do that would be to be transparent and honest. Can't have a business do that now, can you? When a business acts like that, it doesn't vote well. It doesn't give confidence. People suggested PlayStation Pro. Alright, got rid of the old PlayStation, got a PlayStation Pro. No difference. Are you using Wi-Fi or are you using the codex cable? Wi-Fi. Oh, you need the cable. Alright, got the cable. No difference. Oh, it's all to do with the location of where the server is. Alright, rented my own server. In Australia. No difference. I don't see much of a difference between here, rent my own server in Australia, or a server in America, or a server in the UK, or anywhere else in the world. No real difference. And then people suggest PlayStation 5 is like, come on guys, enough. If you type in DayZ PlayStation 5 glitches, you will find videos of glitches on PlayStation 5. It happens. The only people I see that seem to get a good hour and a half, 2 hours gameplay without having to worry about glitches are people on PCs that are running really good, decent gaming PCs. And you would think that a console that's designed for gaming would be able to have all this stuff in it. Maybe not be able to run something as powerful as PC games, but it's I've always I still maintain the same theory that they just shoehorned a PC game in the console because there was people asking, saying, I wish I could play this but I don't have PC. So they're like, oh, there's a market there, let's do it. Okay, cool. They did it. They just didn't make sure that it worked. They were too harsh, too rash about it, worked too quick of making sure that they could get it for the console. They forgot to check to make sure it was actually going to work for everyone. And what you've seen in my server today, that's mild. That is mild. I've seen way worse. I've experienced way worse. I've experienced servers where I can't even move because as soon as I try to move, that's it. Bang, I freeze like I just did then. Let's see. We'll go up the road here. Let's put a silencer on that. We'll go up the road here and we'll see if any wolves come. There's no wolves or bears coming right now. I don't know what the deal is there. But I could do with some meat. Now it seems like if you're in a built up area, the more built up the area is, the more laggy and glitchy it is. And it's why in public servers I don't build bases, because it just, like I'm walking now and as soon as it starts lagging it tells you there's some buildings and that around, and if you're in an area where there's not normally buildings and you start walking around like this and it starts glitching, you go, ah, there's a building around you, someone's been building, base building, there's a base, there's drums, there's something. So I don't bother doing any building in public servers. I used to. I don't bother no more. I learned my lesson. I just play as a nomad. No home, just travelling around the map. Living off the land. Basic survival. Not much you can do about it. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a developer. I'm not saying it's easy or anything like that to fix up. It seems like it should be. Just sucks when you see other games and it's like they can drive without freezing. That game gets to drive without freezing. That game drove, they froze, but, you know, they didn't veer off into anything and crash. They just stopped and started right back up where they froze. I'd be okay with that. If they just made it so then every time you froze, the car engine just turned off and the car stopped in its tracks. I'd be happy with that. If they just made that happen, I'd be okay with that. If they made it so then zombies can't jump walls, that'd be good. If bears and wolves can't just walk through them, oh, that'd be good too. But the biggest thing they could do is stop advertising to do stability fucking fixes for vehicles when they're just not doing it. Look at you look at the update files, guys. It's even in there. You look at the update files. You look at the messages they leave on the message boards on Twitter and all of that. We're going to be doing updates for stability in vehicles. And you look at the files of what they've actually updated. Vehicles ain't even in there. Not even in there. So they didn't touch it. They didn't update it at all. They said they were going to, but they never did. That's how we know they never did it. Because they actually tell us they never did it. They go, we updated this, we fixed that. Plus, we caught DayZ out saying there was a bug with the game. It's like, that's not a bug. Never seen that bug before in our life. And then, as soon as they said they fixed it, that bug existed in the game. Or how about this? They turned this bug back on. This bug was an old bug, and they turned it back on again. Why? Because they're idiots. And that bug was that my microphone was opening up into the game world. So if I was walking around and I had to stop for a second and I was talking to everybody in my chat and I was going through my inventory, my microphone would open up and the people around me would be able to hear me every now and then talking to my chat and know exactly where I am. He got shot in the neck, he didn't even go down. They said to us one time, we've got to fix up the doors not working properly in one of the military bases. We're like, alright then, ain't seen that problem. Went out, checked those military bases, and there was no problem with any of the doors not opening properly. They did the update, and then all of a sudden, every time we went open a door, the door would fall off and fall through the room. And then you'd be stuck there not being able to walk through. You'd be lackey banned, not being able to walk through the room. And then they fixed it about a month later, 2 months later. I think there was another update before they fixed it. And then they made it so then it was the only door in this whole corridor of doors that opened up into the hallway, into the corridor. Every other door opened up into the room. This particular door, no, it opened up into the corridor. blocking your path. It took months for them to fix it. It took them nearly a month and a half to fix the fucking first time when your microphone opens up. And they re-gave us that beautiful glitch again. There's a couple of others they've given us as well. Before, they'll give us an update and there'll be a bug, and then they fix it. It's like, do they even test these updates? They do it like I do videos. Because when I make a video, I hardly ever watch the video before. I make the video in editing, and then I'm watching the video through the editing process. So when I finish making the video, I don't watch it. I just upload it, and then I see it online. I go, oh yeah, that worked. I think they do the same sort of thing. I don't think they really test it to make sure it's going to work. To not glitch, I can't be walking like this in this speed when it's raining and there's zombies and stuff like that. You can't require people to do that. That's the only way you can sort of get yourself to not glitch out every 5 seconds. If I start to try and run, there's always a chance it's going to lock up like I just did then. As I was backing away from that zombie charging at me, it locked up a couple of times and froze. And had it have frozen and been a hard freeze, I would have been getting hit by a zombie and killed. No worries, Daz. If I miss you then, I probably will, because I'm pretty busy for the rest of the week until the weekend. If I miss you then, I'll catch up with you on the weekend, if you're free on the weekend. This other problem I have with DayZ is the longer you're playing DayZ, the more glitchier it gets. It feels like after about 2.5 hours, 3 hours, you need to turn off the game and then reopen the game. That's why I'm getting Elgato, because I'm sick and tired of having to end the stream just so I can reopen up the app. It's kind of a pain in the ass. I'm getting an Elgato so then I can open up the close the app and open it up again without having to end the stream. So much more peaceful walking around though than it is driving sometimes. One, I don't have the risk dying because my vehicle froze, but it's so much more quieter. Definitely free over the weekend. No worries, mate. I've got more time available on the weekend for other games and stuff like that. Then there's other things they add to the game. They add a potato. Okay, that's good. You can eat the potato. Awesome. However, when they first added the potato, you could just pick the potato up and eat it. Now, you have to peel the potato before eating it. And it's like, you can eat potato skin just like you can eat an apple skin. You don't have to peel the apple. Why the hell do I have to peel the potato? As soon as they made that update, let's make it so then you have to peel the potato before you can eat it. I was like, you can't say you can't say this game has realism anymore if you have to peel a potato to eat a potato. Little things like that. That someone makes a decision and you just think to yourself, who's making these decisions? And why was that something that needed to be changed? I bet you that one of the updates they've done where they thought this is a good idea has interfered with another part of the game and has made it so then something else doesn't work properly. And it could be as easy as taking away something like an extra option. I'm not saying that's definitely going to be what the case is, but what if, you know, putting it back to normal where you can eat a potato with the skin on it, and you didn't have to peel a potato, what if that made it so then it didn't freeze up as much? It's always froze up. It's always been freezing way before they added the potato, so that probably wouldn't help. But I just think to myself, this one little thing that they added could have been the catalyst that caused the corruption in the files to not work properly. I'll tell you what I would be doing. If I was the company, I'd be starting to tell all the developers, your jobs are on the line, guys. If you can't fix the problem, we're going to fire you and hire people that can fix the problem. That's just me. Like, I'm surprised we haven't had a patch come out yet. And if we have had a patch, I fucking haven't noticed a difference. I had someone ask me one time, would you recommend this game? I'd said, it's got bugs in that, but if you're okay with a game that's got bugs, it's a pretty good game. And they said to me, oh, I'm okay with bugs, I play Ark. And I was thinking, yeah, I've never seen someone's dragon that they were flying around on freeze all of a sudden and then detour and smash into a tree and the dragon die and the person dies. So I don't know if it's the same. Box of nails. I'll take it. Just going to climb up here for a second. I love all the sounds in DayZ. That's one thing DayZ did get right. They got all the sound quality in the game. Nice, it's nice. You know. Bear. Just heard a bear. This is why I jump up on cars every now and then. Just to put something between me and the wild animal. He sounded close, but he'll be miles away. We got night vision. Alright, let's do it. It's either going to go good or bad. What, I'm out of food and water already? Let's see what happens. I don't care if I die. Well, let me rephrase that. If the bear gets me legitimately, because I'm not freezing or anything like that, and I try shooting at it, and I just don't kill it in time, and it kills me, that's fine. I'm okay with that. If I get frozen and the bear kills me, and I start freezing up as the bear's charging at me and shit like that, that's when I'm not okay with it. I'm like, you prick. The bear will be up here. He's not too far away from the cabin around the corner there. Here he comes. Can't run from them. They outrun you. Get away from the fucking bush. He's over that ridge. I need him to come at me. I don't want to go at him. If he comes at me, I stand a chance. If I go after him, and I go over that hill, I won't know exactly where he is until the last second. And with the way it's glitching and lagging, I can't afford that. This is those moments where I say, like I say, you got to play it smart and, you know, work around those glitches. I know it's glitching. I know if I raced over to him, there's a good chance I'll freeze up as I go over the hill and I won't even be able to see where he is properly. Not seeing him move anywhere near yet. Hey Stevie DVD, how you going, man? Hope you're doing well. Come on, I said square, because it glitched as I was hitting square. Alright, what have we got there? 308 bullets, we'll take them. The amount of times I'll go to pick something up and it glitches and freezes like that, and you'll walk away thinking, oh yeah, I picked up that ammo. No, you didn't. I thought I drank some water beforehand. Doing okay? Oh, that's good to hear, mate. Glad you're doing alright, mate. Yeah, I've got no food on me at all. G'day, Oreo. How you going, man? Hope you're doing well. Fuck I need food. I need that bear. Let me try logging out and logging back in and see if that fixes up the lagginess a bit. I don't want to try and attempt to try and fight him at the moment. Oh, come on, I hit square on the fucking door, you dighead. Oh, yeah, I know. I worry about that once I'm not laggy. Server's being a bit of a bitch today, more so than normal. I only got 30 rounds, so I got to be careful. Mind you, I do find it better controlling on the recoil when I use semi. Oh, don't freeze up on me like this. I hate when it does this. Normally I have to do it. Where is he? Where is he? Can I... I was hoping I'd be able to see the little prick. Didn't I just pick up another box of 308s? I just picked up 308s. I did have a couple of ideas. I went and had a look at that maze, and me and Criminal were thinking that'd be a pretty good idea if people spawn there. Imagine if you spawned in the middle of the maze and your first mission is get out of the maze. It would definitely fuck up stream snipers, because they'd have to get out of the maze first before they could actually come and do anything to anyone's base in a safe zones or anything like that. After a while, we'd all learn the route on how to get out of there. Easy enough. You know, a couple of items in there to help out. Maybe a can of food or something. Maybe a well so you can drink. Some fruit trees in there. Maybe something like that. Out of the castle at Green Mountain. Green Mountain, Green Mountain. Oh, yep, where that shop is, where you can get the pistols from. Yeah, zombie hordes in there would be okay. Me and Criminal went in there, we heard a bear, couldn't find him, think he might have been stuck in one of the walls. And we were thinking, gee, if there was something you needed to actually shoot. The problem is you shoot too many. If you had a heap of zombies in there, yeah, they'll be fine, but it'll make it easy for people to get out too, because they'll shoot zombies and the zombie will fall down and then they'll be able to go, oh, I already went this way, there's dead zombies over there. So I mean, but other than that, yeah, I'd definitely add I'd definitely add some zombies in there for sure. Especially if the zombies can have food on them. I would definitely add some zombies there. While they're in the center of that maze, they have no idea where they are until they pop out, or if they get up on top of that the floor that's there where you can get up on top where there's some night vision and that. Ah, do you know what we did find that was pretty stupid though? There was we went up to the top of the castle thingy in the middle of the, well, I think it's the northwest corner of the maze. We went up to the top of the staircase there, and went up to the top where you can get up there, and there's a gun. CR 52 527 or 257 or whatever it is. There's one of them. It's like, all right, cool. That'll help out. Couple of mags there. Awesome. Night vision strap. Wicked. Night vision. Awesome. No battery. No battery for the night vision. So if you spawned in there, you'd be like, sweet, I got night vision. No battery. And I think a bonfire in the very centre of it would be good as well. At least then you'd know where the centre of it is. Be definitely good for a PvP location. You know, you get everybody to their corners and go, all right, game on. But yeah, definitely some zombies in there. It doesn't even have to be, you know, it doesn't even have to be all the spawn points. Like, you know, just put like one spawn point in there, and then, you know, if you randomly unlucky enough to spawn in the middle of the maze, but if you only spawned in that maze, that would be. Because let's face it, there's a town not too far away. There's a couple of towns not too far away from the maze. You get out of the maze and just head to the towns, you'll be fine. You don't starve straight away or anything like that. You'd be fine. I reckon people would be fine. Couple of zombies in there, a few zombie hordes in there where you can actually kill them and shit like that. Be awesome. If I could add the maze in to Livonia, I'd add the maze into Livonia. I'd add a spawn point in the middle, and I'd have that. I'd do that for weekends, and I'd open it up on the weekends, and then when people come in, and anybody can come in, they have to start there, and if they die, they start back there again. And that's just a spawn point for everybody. I mean, you'll get people that'll just hang around and kill people, you know, freshies and stuff like that. Yeah, you'll get that. But it just gives you that little bit of breathing time to be able to go, okay, if anybody has spawned in, you know, they got to make it from here to wherever first. First they have to make it out of there to actually know whereabouts they are. Yeah, some food at the exit. That'd work. Maybe some food in a well at the exit. Or a well in the centre with a bonfire. So if you're in the centre, you can drink up first. And which one goes first? It's more the hydration that disappears quicker. I'm not having high hopes for myself in this because it's still a bit laggy. I think that bear's gone the opposite way now. Alright, we'll go check this town out. A reward? Yeah, that'd be alright. As it is, you're going to spawn. If you spawned in there, you'll spawn in with your standard clothing. You spawn in, so even a pair of boots and a hoodie just lying there, a pair of work boots and hoodies that spawn in there would be a decent reward too, because at least then you got a chance of staying warm. I mean, nothing too fancy needs to be there. Just enough to sort of go, okay, you made it out. Now you've got a little bit of tucker there to help you get through to the next town. Eat up. You'll be right. I like the shop that has the pistols at Green Mountain. Not too keen on the ramp thing. That just looks out of place. It looks weird to me. And it sort of fucks with your vehicles trying to drive up that hill. You lose speed, and then all of a sudden you lost all your momentum and you can't get up the rest of the hill. You got to reverse back and try again. Or it freezes and sends you into the pillets that are holding it up. I'm not too fond of that rampy bit, but the shop itself with the pistol, that's awesome. I like the last city. I think that's done well. I don't have any real complaints about that one. That's good. The weed shop, I could take it or leave it. It's got some good things there, but meh. You know, I find weed just lying around underneath the tree, so you know, I don't even have to grow it. The one at the radio tower, I like the shops. But the castle wall that goes around it, or the tower thing above it and all that sort of stuff, you know, take it or leave it. I'll have a look afterwards. I'm almost ready to end up here because it's really laggy. I need to turn the game off and turn it back on again, which ends the stream. I need the ammo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in this house up here. Multis. Still 50-50. Yep, that's good. Raincoat, don't need it. Wow, look at that. Yeah. It's too laggy for me to do anything in this one at the moment, so I'm going to log out of this one. Look at my chick there, she's looking fly as fuck. Let's just check in here quickly, so I can remember where I am. I dropped the truck off back to where where we picked the truck up from yesterday. From memory, it had a VSD in it. I put a VSD in it with some mags and some ammo. But the truck got stuck on the island, wouldn't reverse and shit like that. So we just left the truck there, and I just grabbed the new one down and bring it to the spot. Chucked it there. Hopefully whoever's truck it was, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, you know. I didn't actually grab the truck. Someone else grabbed the truck, but they asked me if this truck's okay, and I said, yeah, that truck's fine. And then later on, I was like, hang on a second, was there anything in it? And they were like, there was a gun in it. I was like, fuck, no, probably not that truck. But it was too late; they'd already driven it. So I was like, I take responsibility for that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to close the app and then open it up again because no. That was the no, not the one at the radio station. Not the one at the radio station. This one was on the east coast, down near the where there's those free houses on their own near the ocean. There's two on the ocean side and one on the other side near the train track. Yeah, this was over there. Yeah, so it's laggy in here too. Whoop, I wasn't trying to look at the stairs, I was trying to look at the door so I can open it up. Yeah, this truck only had one, it only had a gun in it, I think, from memory. The truck at the radio station, that had a whole heap of building stuff in it. That was like the trucks you find, full of gear and that. That's the truck I actually brang down. I brang that one all the way down. I put a VSD in it and mags and that. So if anybody says, hey, who took my truck and why is this truck, just let them know it's been swapped. My apologies. Okay, this is a bit buggy as well, so I'm going to have to close the app and open it back up again. I'll do that in a minute. No, I don't like using people's trucks and stuff like that. If it ever happens, it's only by accident. I wasn't really paying attention last night, and I said, yeah, that's fine. And then after examining the photo I got sent, I was like, hang on, that's not a truck spawn. Fuck, I said yes to taking a truck, that's not a truck one. Not a truck spawn, bugger. I felt real bad actually because the truck ended up getting stuck and it's like, no, this person probably found the truck and they probably spawned out right near it. Oh, they're going to come back in, there's no truck. They're going to be pissed off. So I thought, I'll bring a truck back. I don't like upsetting people in the DayZ world, unless of course the mission is to upset the person. But if the mission's not that, I like to try to keep it all friendly and keep everybody with their own stuff and, you know, try to help out and not hinder. But taking someone's truck that they left there, that hinders, so I had to replace it. That's the respectable thing to do, I guess, is you borrow something of somebody's and you lose it or something, is to replace it, so that's what we did. And the truck will probably stay there for a little while. I guess some people will probably come up to it and go, that's someone else's truck, and just leave it there. We'll find out. Someone will grab it. I don't know if the right person who owns that truck's going to grab it, but anyway, big shout out to everybody that came through. Oreos, Stevie DVD, UFO, Daz. I'll catch up with you on the weekend, mate, if I don't see you tomorrow. Frigus, Major Ugly, Blazing Fire, Charles, Geo. Who was the other guy that came in and said? There was another bloke that came in. JJ, shout out to you, mate. And of course, the lovely Topeka. And I'll catch you all later. I'm out on my dot and dust. See ya.